Hey there folks, Neil here and welcome to the Random Sanctum. This past week I attended the 3rd annual Fried Pie Comic-Con at 2nd and Charles in Newark, Delaware. And it was a really cool experience. They had a lot of stuff going on. They had food vendors and actual fried pies for the first 100 attendees. They had cosplayers and cosplay contests. They had artists and writers and an artist's alley and you could get pictures and autographs. They had panels. There were a lot of cool things going on. But I've got to admit to you, the main reason I went was to go through the cheap bins, and let me tell you, the stuff that I found in the long boxes buried underneath and behind the main displays were full of incredible items priced between 95 cents and $5. Wait till you see what I picked up. First off, we have Age of Ultron #1, and even though this looks really cool, like it would be a variant, it's not. This is the standard cover. It's a foil wraparound, but it's really cool, and it's in good shape. I've been looking for it for a while, and at 95 cents, I couldn't pass it up. The Amazing Spider-Man #339, and the main reason why I grabbed this is this awesome Doc Ock cover art by Eric Larson. He, along with Mark Bagley and Todd McFarlane, are within my top 5 favorite Spidey artists of all time. And I never had this issue growing up, but I did recognize the cover from the Spider-Man 2 trading card set that I had as a kid. Another great piece of Spidey art is this Marvel Age '86 by John Byrne. And yeah, it's Marvel Age, so it's basically a magazine, but look at this cover, it's really cool. It's got Spidey, and it's got a host of characters from the Marvel Universe, and at 95 cents, this was a no-brainer as well. And when you talk about great comic art, you have to bring up The King. This is 2001: A Space Odyssey #5 with cover art by the legendary Jack the King Kirby, one of my all-time favorite artists. They almost had a complete run of this series too. There were only 10 issues. Sadly, #1 and #8, the first appearance of Machine Man, were missing. But this one's in good shape. It was also very well priced, and it's The King. I had to get it. And when you're talking about legendary artists, you also have to bring up Jim Steranko. This is his cover for Batman Black and White Volume 2, #2, and when I saw this, it just jumped right out at me. This is a really good looking cover, and for $2, you can't go wrong. Speaking of black and white covers, here's Wolverine #50. This is a variant cover. It's part of a 2-cover set, but they didn't have the other half. What are you gonna do? And when you're talking about variant covers, especially when it comes to DC, there's nobody hotter right now than Stanley Lau, aka Art Germ. His Supergirl variants are flying off the shelves. So whenever I come across any of his older work, I end up grabbing it. This is Birds of Prey #9 and #10, both with covers by Art Germ. You know, I may not ever get my hands on any of his more expensive or rarer stuff, but I'll definitely take these as a nice consolation prize. I originally thought that this was a variant cover. This is Harley's Little Black Book #5 with an incredible looking cover by Neil Adams. And most of Neil Adams' modern stuff usually tend to be variant covers. But apparently, nope, this is the regular cover. But hey, I don't regret the purchase because this cover is so cool. It's a great homage to that classic fight between Superman and Muhammad Ali. I've been looking for this one for quite some time. This is Batman #611, part of the iconic Hush storyline. I actually have the Absolute Edition in my library. I actually need a few more issues to complete this run, but getting this inches me ever so closer to getting a complete set of one of the greatest Batman stories ever told. Spectacular Spider-Man 189. Now, nothing special happens in this issue, although it has a really cool cover, but you know, every Spider-Man issue during this month had a cover like this. This, Amazing, Web of, and they all had a different colored background, either blue or red or green or black, and they all had a hologram. It was done to commemorate the Web Slinger's 30th anniversary. But the main reason why I grabbed this, again, nothing special happens in it, but it's special to me because I had this growing up, and my copy, my childhood copy, is beat to crap. I mean, I read the hell out of it, so finding this for a nice upgrade is fantastic. And we've got more Spidey issues, Amazing Spider-Man 366 and Amazing Spider-Man 374. Now the main reason I grabbed 374 is because I have 375, the first appearance of Anne Weying, and this would be a nice companion piece. And 366 I grabbed for 3 different reasons. 1, the Mark Bagley art. Again, like I said, he's one of my favorite Spidey artists. 2, just like the Doc Ock cover, I recognize this from the Spider-Man 2 trading card set. And number 3, it's got Taskmaster. Now we're getting into some of the number ones that I grabbed, starting with Blink number 1 from the 4-issue miniseries. Yeah, this isn't worth a whole lot, but hey, her character is growing in popularity. And another character whose popularity is growing is the unbelievable Gwenpool. This is the regular cover for issue number 1, and I paid a little bit more for this than the other books, but hey, this is still a great pickup. Ultimate Wolverine vs. Hulk number 1, and I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this I thought it was a variant. Sorry, it's true. I saw the gold foil lettering and immediately thought variant. It's not. However, it is a first printing. First printing, got the Hulk, got Wolverine, only cost $1, can't complain. And finally, one lone DC number 1, Batman Adventures Volume 2 number 1. And it's the free comic book day variant, so this isn't really worth anything, but I grabbed it because I really loved this Ty Templeton cover art. Alright guys, we're getting into the good stuff now. Here's Batman number 686, Whatever Happened to the Caped Crusader, Part 1 of 2. This is the Andy Kubert variant. I've been looking for this for a while. I have the Alex Ross cover with Alfred, but at $3, I had to snatch this up. The Incredible Hulk 106 with this iconic World War Hulk cover. I had to pick this up. This next one, pissed off a friend of mine. This is Punisher War Journal number 1, and it's by far the mintiest copy I've ever seen. This was in a long box with at least the first 30 issues complete. So I immediately grabbed this and left the rest behind. And then a little while later, my friend Chris went to the convention after I had left, and he sent me a message saying, "Man, I just found this box with all these war journals, and some asshole took number 1 out of there." Yeah, I sent him a picture of this, and needless to say, he wasn't too happy with me. Sorry, Chris. Captain America 25, The Death of Steve Rogers. I have the variant of this, but not this edition, and at $3, I couldn't leave such an important key behind. Alright guys, this is it. We're down to the final 10, the best pickups that I had at Fried Pie Comic Con 3, starting with these. All New Wolverine number 1 and number 2, both first printings, both only 95 cents each, which is insane because number 1, I've never seen, with the exception of the True Believers reprint, and number 2 is super hot right now because this is the first appearance of Gabby, aka Honey Badger, and I've seen this book alone sell for $20 to $40 or even $50 online, so to find each of these for 95 cents each is just incredible. You want your recalled controversial stuff? Well, we've got that too. This is Elektra number 3 from the Marvel Knights line, the controversial nude issue, and I roll my eyes as I say that because there's really no controversy. Yes, around pages 17 and 18 or so, there are a few panels where Elektra is nude, but you don't see anything. They position her arm in a certain way, or they show her from the back, or they use shadow and light to their advantage to hide all the naughty bits. Well, people still complained. So Marvel pulled this off of shelves, drew some bra and panty lines on some of the panels and put it back out. This is the original recalled issue, and it's not worth any more or less than the other version of the book, but it is nice to say that you own a recalled comic. And to tie in with Elektra and Daredevil, here's Daredevil 176, part of Frank Miller's iconic run on the series and the first appearance of Stick. 95 cents. I cannot believe such an important key was so cheap. Alright guys, this is it. We're down to the final 6 issues, the cream of the crop, the absolute best pickups, at least in my opinion, from Fried Pie Comic Con 3. Every single one of these cost me $5 a piece, and they're all from the classic 1970s Conan the Barbarian run from Marvel, starting with number 11. And yeah, this isn't a key issue, but just look at this cover. Look at the colors. Look how sharp and crisp it is. This is in really good shape for its age, especially for only $5, and this is now, currently, the oldest Conan issue in my collection. Next up are issues number 14 and 15, which includes the first appearance of Elric and also is a complete 2-part story featuring him. Just a couple of minor keys, but hey, again, for the price and for how old they are and the shape that they're in, they were well worth the purchase. Next up is issue number 16, a classic story with a classic cover, Night of the Frost Giants. Just look at this Barry Windsor Smith art. This right here is iconic Conan. This next book may possibly be my favorite of all of the Conan issues I picked up, and it's certainly the one that's in the best shape. It's issue number 33, the third appearance of Red Sonja. I'm a huge Red Sonja fan. I've got the Marvel feature with her. I have the first issues of all 3 volumes from Marvel. I have Dynamite issues of hers. I have the trade paperback of her and Spider-Man. Again, big fan. So to find this in this shape, I mean, this is in incredible shape, for $5 is just insane. And finally, at long last, we come to the end. This is Conan the Barbarian issue 275, the final issue in the decades-long run from Marvel. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, this is a 90s book. Why'd you save this for last? Well, this book had an incredibly low print run. Let me put it to you this way. Let's put it into perspective. I've been collecting comics since I was a kid, and I'm 35. I've never, ever seen this before. Not once. I've seen copies of this on eBay start at $20. I've seen them sell for $100. Yeah, this isn't mint, but to find this book in any condition for 95 cents is absolutely insane. And I would have been an idiot to pass this up. I am so glad that I finally have this in my collection. And there you have it, folks. Those were my pickups from the 3rd annual Fried Pie Comic-Con at 2nd and Charles in Newark, Delaware. Let me know what you guys thought of my finds. I think I did pretty well. Now, the sad news is 2nd and Charles and Books A Million hold these conventions in different locations each year. So even though this was the 3rd annual Fried Pie Con, it was the first one to be held in my home state. So I don't think we'll be having another Fried Pie Con for a while. However, we are going to have the Dover Comic-Con coming up in a few months, August to be exact. And I'm going to continue to frequent my pawn shops and flea markets and swap meets and Goodwills. I'm going to tell you guys the same thing that I say over at I Will Always Love Video Games, and it is this. Whether you're hunting for comics, or games, or toys, or collectibles, just remember to keep going out there. Don't give up. Go hunt, because you never know what you'll find, and you won't know unless you look. Until next time, my name is Neil, and I'll see you guys again real soon, right here at the Random Sanctum. Take care.